If you were to ask me what was an RPG I didn't love but that I also didn't hate, a true middle-of-the-pack contender, my immediate answer would be Diablo 3 and 4. Both titles don't really do anything especially bad in my opinion, but on the same token, neither of them achieve any moments of notable greatness either, outside of some very cool cinematics in the story. You see, in both Diablo 3 and 4, gameplay usually comes down to nothing more than running around and killing monsters for loot. Ironically though, this loop actually turns out to be pretty fun and addicting, and the constant upgrades you can get for your character make it fun to min and max your builds to come up with new ideas on how to make yourself stronger. But after killing my 100th demon for the day that I fought exactly like all the other demons I just went up against, the whole thing kind of just gets stale. In Diablo 4 specifically, I actually thought the main story was somewhat decent with cool moments, but even then it was bogged down by so many samey combat encounters that boiled down to nothing more than holding down the run key while spamming abilities mindlessly into a horde of fearsome foes. And in a way, that's what ARPGs like Diablo are all about. And when I was younger, I really liked the idea of spending hours grinding away at them. But nowadays, because I'm more into it for the story and world building, the just okay versions of this in the Diablo series combined with combat that gets stale quickly kind of turns me off from the whole thing. On the contrary, they are definitely solid and well-made games overall. It's just that as RPGs, I find them so lacking. Even with the huge amount of build variety, for example, it all just feels hollow in comparison to even other single-player RPGs that make it feel like your choices have more weight. Being able to play with your friends is a nice addition too as well, but considering that there are so many other multiplayer competitive offerings nowadays you could play instead that offer more tactical decision making and depth, the reasons for playing a Diablo game as an RPG with friends are seemingly getting less and less by the year. So much so that I imagine Diablo 2 was only good because of the time it came out in. If that exact same game with all of the new intricacies it brought to the table came out now, I don't think people would care that much. It's just not the style of game that's as interesting now that we have better things. Still though, both games are solid in their own right, and especially on a first playthrough can offer a good amount of mindless fun and action with some build and theory crafting that will keep you engaged for hours on end.